Now let's be honest for a second. Super Smash Bros. Is not a balanced game at a competitive level. There are some clear-cut better characters in Super Smash Bros. That goes without question. Some characters are just simply better than other characters at the game. Some of these characters are just straight up ridiculous, and I wonder how they even made it through the game without the developers realizing how broken they actually are. So now I decided to make a list of the top 10 most overpowered characters in Super Smash Bros. History. This list includes every single official Smash Bros. Game and Project M. I'm allowing Project M because it has a large competitive fan base. Other fan-made mods and games such as Super Smash Flash 2 and Super Smash Bros. Crusade are not included because they don't have a large enough competitive fan base. Plus, those games aren't technically complete. Now, a lot of these characters aren't necessarily overpowered. A lot of these characters, probably from like 10 to 6 or something, aren't actually overpowered. They just have a clear dominance over the rest of the cast. Only numbers about 1 to 4 are actually just way too good, and once you know what you're doing, you can win just about 85% of your matches. So without any further ado, here are the top 10 most overpowered / strong / dominant characters in competitive Smash Bros. History. Number 10 is Kirby from Super Smash Bros. 64. Now, I don't know too much about Super Smash Bros. 64, but when I was researching for this video, I found out that Kirby was definitely one of the strongest characters in the game. His down air is ridiculous. Straight up, his down air is ridiculous. His down air can spike characters with linear recoveries, such as Captain Falcon. It can apply shield pressure, actually a lot of shield pressure. If you do use your down air and then use a couple up tilts, it can actually break their shield. I've seen that done quite a bit. And of course, he has all those multiple jumps, making his recovery ridiculously good. Now, I'm sure there's other things that make Kirby a really good character in Smash Bros. 64, but during my research, these were just the most notable things I could find. Number 9 is Pikachu from Super Smash Bros. 64. Now, Pikachu, of course, has great combos, just like everyone else in Smash Bros. 64. But what separates Pikachu is that once you're up in the air, he just needs to use his down B, and that's just game. Your stock is done at like 90%. He just hits you up in the air with an up smash, follows your DI, uses his down B, GG, next stock. Pikachu, from my research, is definitely the most dominant character in Super Smash Bros. 64, and his place is really well deserved. I mean, he's not overpowered like some of the later characters on this list, but he definitely is the strongest character in Super Smash Bros. 64. Super Smash Bros. 64 is the most balanced out of all the Smash Bros. Games by far. I mean, there's no character that could just destroys every other character like some of the later characters on this list. So yeah, Pikachu number 9. Number 8 is Sheik from Super Smash Bros. 4. To be specific, it's version 1.06. Now, note that some of the stuff I'm saying in this video could be patched later on in the future. So look at the date of this video, look what version we're on, and that's the current meta we're talking about. Sheik in this version of Super Smash Bros. 4 is undoubtedly the best character in the game. I mean, she can combo, she has throw setups, which are very important in Smash Bros. 4. It determines just about every top tier character. If you have a throw setup that leads into combos, and etc, etc. She can forward throw to bouncing fish, forward throw to forward air to forward air, to forward air to forward air, to bouncing fish, to forward throw again, to bouncing fish, and etc, etc. I'm joking about that last part, but you get the gist. She is probably the best edge guarder in the game. The only thing that's stopping me from saying that is that she doesn't have a spike, but honestly, she doesn't really need it. To edge guard, she has her ridiculously quick forward air and her bouncing fish off stage, which can surprise opponents and can be used to mix up and stuff. She has extremely good frame data, and yeah, she doesn't really have any weaknesses. She can even camp out with her needles, so overall, she's definitely the best character in this current patch, in my opinion. The only thing that's stopping her from being higher on the list is that she has trouble KOing, and this is something every Smash 4 player knows about Sheik and tries to exploit. She can rack up all the damage in the world, but once he gets about 110%, if she doesn't get a confirmed kill setup on you, you can live to like 160, 170% without her getting a KO. And if she doesn't get that first stock, she'll have a lot harder time winning the game, because with Rage, all her combo setups won't just come as easily. With Rage in play, forward throw to bouncing fish isn't as easy to hit, and forward throw to forward air isn't as easy to combo off of. So she just has a lot of trouble if she doesn't get that first stock. But if she does, then it's gonna be a really tough time for your opponent. But yeah, overall, Sheik is definitely the most dominant character in Smash 4 currently, and she doesn't really have any bad matchups at all. So yeah, Sheik is number 8. Number 7 is Diddy Kong, from version 1.0 to 1.0.4, because after 1.0.6, as we all know, Diddy Kong got a heavy nerf. And for some reason, they decided to nerf him again in version 1.0.8, but that's beyond me. Diddy Kong, of course, has the hoo-ha, which can combo and rack up a lot of percent and kill you at relatively low percents. But people really over-exaggerated this and made it out to be a lot worse than it actually was. Like, I understand his banana to down throw to up air was pretty ridiculous, but the real reason Diddy Kong made it this high on the list is because of the up throw up air, not the down throw up air, but the up throw up air. That was just ridiculous. Give him a place with low ceiling like Delfino in some stage transformations and Halberd, that thing can kill at like 60 or 70%, and that is not reasonable. Literally, you just grab him, you double jump, wait for the air dodge, or just whip it out, and you kill him at 70%. That is not fair. Plus, the up air alone came out at frame 2, so you can literally just whiff it out on the ground and kill them at 110%. So that's the main reason Diddy Kong made it on the list, not because of the hoo-ha that everyone liked to overhype. It was because of the up throw up air and his up air in general. It was just overpowered in those patches. In that version, I meant to say. There were hipsters that were saying Sheik was better than Diddy Kong in that version. I don't understand how they could say that, to be honest, but you know, that's just them. Sheik is obviously the best character now, but in the previous versions, it was, in my opinion, undoubtedly Diddy Kong. He was definitely the most dominant character in that version, without a doubt, no questions, in my opinion. There is one thing that Diddy Kong does lack though, and that is a good recovery. His recovery was extremely gimpable with moves such as Sonic Spring, Sheik's neutral air. Once you just hit him out of his up B, then he literally can't get back, and he just goes into, he doesn't go into free fall, but he might as well because he can't do anything after it. Because of his really gimpable recovery, I can't put him any higher on the list, but yeah, Diddy Kong in that version was pretty overpowered. Number 6 is Pit from Project M version 3.02. This character could honestly do some of the most ridiculous things I've seen in any Smash Brothers game ever. This character has his downer, which combos, his forward air, which can combo and kill, and he has multiple jumps just to continue those downer forward air combos. And when he's in the right hands of someone like the Swedish sniper himself or Zero, things can get really crazy. His arrows put you into some weird hit stun, and from that hit stun, top players have learned to combo out of it. Characters with really gimpable recoveries such as Fox and Captain Falcon could just get sniped by those arrows until they die, and then if they do somehow manage to come back, that forward tilt will just be waiting for them, and it'll just hit them right back out of the stage, and then you're back to square one. He also has quite a ridiculous up B, but that's really hard to hit, so I wouldn't really say that's broken. Pit also has a pretty good chain grab, but that's nothing really too crazy, because just about every character in Project M has a chain grab. I don't think it's every character, but it's definitely a majority of the characters that have a chain grab. I'm not too sure on that, but don't quote me on that, but like, I'm pretty sure a majority of the characters in the game have a chain grab, so Pit having one isn't too crazy, but it's nice. Pit's arrows, man, like, if you watched Apex 2014, Armada versus Mewtwo King, it's uploaded on YouTube. I'll link that in the description. If you watched the beginning, before Mewtwo King adapted, oh my god, it was brutality. Oh my goodness, it was ridiculous. Y'all need to go watch that right now. That was a ridiculous set. That was amazing and crazy and ridiculous all at the same time, really. In the current Project M version 3.6 beta, Pit got nerfed heavily, and to be honest, I kind of like watching Pit. he was kind of broken, but I did like watching Pit, so I actually am kind of sad that they nerfed him, but oh well. Number 5 is Fox from Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now this pick on the list could cause quite a bit of controversy, but well, I'm okay with that personally. Alright, so Fox, where do I begin? Fox's lasers are really good. They're not as good as Falco's, but they can apply pressure and force your opponent to approach. Fox is a chain grab that can get you from 0 to about 70% real quick. I didn't mean it like that, excuse me. Fox has his up throw up air, which is as good, if not better, than Diddy's hoo-ha or up throw up air. Due to the way Melee works, this move kills a wide variety of characters at a very wide variety of percents. In Yoshi's story, Fox's up throw up air can kill Jigglypuff at 42%. Just take that in for a while. 42% just from one grab and you're dead. Confirmed. Like you can't even DI away from it. You can't do anything to survive it. Once that second hit hits you, it's game over. Granted, Yoshi's story does have the smallest blast zones in the game, but this is still really ridiculous. I'm well aware you can smash DI out of the first hit, but if you miss the smash DI, that could mean a lot of trouble. Of course, on fast fallers like Fox or Falco, or even just an average character like Mario, Fox's up throw up air is not gonna kill at 42%. Jigglypuff is actually the lightest character in the game, and that was in the shortest blast zones. That's why the up throw up air could kill so early, but that's still ridiculous. Against most characters in most of the stages, it won't kill till about 70 or 80%. But unlike Diddy Kong's up throw to up air, you can't just mash air dodge and hope you get out of it. With Diddy Kong and Fox's up throw up air, you can sometimes mash jump to get out of it, but yeah, that move's still pretty broken. Fox also has his up smash, which can kill you at just about the same percentage as up air, at least from my experience. And of course, Fox has his amazing broken shine, which can gimp, which can combo, which can be used out of a crouch cancel, so you can just crouch cancel to shine and just go off there. His shine comes out on frame 1, so yeah, that's a thing. Frame 1. That still gets me every time I hear that. Fox can of course jump cancel out of it to, you know, get the combos. And I also read some comment about some guy saying that Fox was invincible for the first couple frames of his shine. I'm not too sure about that, but like, don't quote me on that. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but yeah, that might be a thing. And on top of that, Fox has an amazing recovery. There's a reason so many Melee players are maining Fox as like a secondary or a primary. Fox does have quite a high learning curve, but once you've mastered him, you've definitely mastered a dang good character. I feel like there's more things to mention and explain that I'm just forgetting, but these are just some of the most notable things I found when watching and playing as Fox. Number 4 is Mewtwo from Project M version 3.02. This guy is not fair. Not fair at all. His tail, oh my god, his tail is way too long. It's like 5 feet too long. It takes up way too much space. It combos. Plus he can do his up B to continue the combos, and his Shadow Claw forward air, that's really strong too. And mostly it's his tail. His tail. Oh my god, his tail is not even fair. Of course he has his Shadow Ball and his Teleport, which are also great moves, but his tail. How? Why even? Every single Mewtwo game, every single Mewtwo Ditto you see in Project M, it's just doing, it's just the tail sounds and the teleporting sounds. And that's just that's oh my gosh. His tail is stupidly long. It's stupidly long, man. Mewtwo can also float, which helps him out with a lot of his combos, and quite honestly, it makes a lot of sense why he can do that, and I don't know why they didn't add that in Melee, but it just adds more to this already broken character. Like, I try not to hate any of these characters on this list. I honestly try and not to sound like I hate any of the characters on this list, but for this one, I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself. This thing, it's not even fair. You can't touch this guy because his tail is too long. And then when he wants to approach, he could just teleport and approach you. And if he wants to zone, he could just spam Shadow Ball. Now, I don't hate on his teleport. His teleport is really cool. I don't know why they didn't do that in Melee. Like, allow him to act out of his up B. That's a great thing they did in Project M. That makes Mewtwo a hell of a lot better character. and it's great that they did that. But his tail, I'm so glad they nerfed him in Project M version 3.5 and 3.6 beta. Oh my gosh, his tail, all they did was just lower the range of his tail. And that's all they needed to do, to be completely honest. That's all they needed to do, just reduce the range of his tail, and he drops 5 tiers. Okay, he probably hasn't dropped 5 tiers. I'm not too sure about how the 3.5 tier list goes, but version 3.02, dang. Like, dang. That tail was so long, oh my god. Okay, I'm showing you guys a Mewtwo Ditto, okay? Just watch the original version of this video, and all you hear is teleporting sounds and tails. That's all you hear. Mewkiller versus Mewtwo King. That's all you hear the entire match. And some of the top tier and broken characters on this list are actually fun to watch, such as Fox and, that's all I can think of, right? Fox and Pit. But Mewtwo isn't even fun to watch. It's not even fun to watch. It's just stupid. It's just stupid, honestly. Number 3 is Ice Climbers from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Do I really need to say anything? It's Ice Climbers. Chain grab. That's all I need to say, and you guys probably already knew this coming into this video. All you need to do is get one grab up, have Popo or Nana, whichever one is which, I always get the two mixed up, have both the Ice Climbers there, and it's GG. At least in Melee, it was a lot easier to separate the two via moves like Peach's down smash and Fox's shine and Falcon's knee, but in Brawl, it's not that easy. You have to actually put in a lot of effort to get rid of the other Ice Climber. Like, it was ridiculous. And if you use your up B or side B close to the other Ice Climber, you could always, like, he would just like come back to you. And especially when you're using a big character, or any character actually, you could chain grab literally any character. Just get one grab up, 0 to 100 real quick. I meant to say that one that time. In Melee it was a lot harder, but in Brawl it's so much easier, and it's nowhere near as easy to get rid of Nana. I think it's Nana in Brawl. So yeah, people were asking for the Ice Climbers back in Super Smash Bros. 4, and I can see why, because they're part of the original 8, but they wouldn't be nearly as good, because Sakurai did say in an interview that he wants to get rid of all the chain grabs in the game, and he did a good job of doing that in Smash 4. So yeah, Ice Climbers wouldn't even be that good. I think Rosalina's a better choice, to be completely honest. But overall, just look at the match I have in the description. Just look at the match I linked in the description of the Ice Climbers, and you'll just understand exactly why and how broken they actually are. Number 2 is Sonic from Project M version 2.5. Sonic from his down B spin dash could homing attack right after that. That doesn't sound too crazy, but he would literally spin dash, then jump, and then use his homing attack, which came out a lot faster in this game than it does in any other Smash Bros. Game. Repeat the process, get you to about 50%, use his side B and roll you across the entire stage, use your homing attack once you're off stage, and there's your stock. And this is just the craziest part. Sonic could air dodge out of his down B, which doesn't sound too crazy, but he could wave dash from his spin dash and just throw you over the entire stage. I'm not even joking. He could down B, wave dash, down B, wave dash, down B, wave dash, down B, wave dash, take you off the stage, homing attack, stock gone, next stock, let's go. And to the untrained eye, Sonic just looks like a god. He is literally the Meta Knight of Project M for that version, at least. To the untrained eye, you don't even know what button he's pressing. You think the opponent's just like rubbing their controller on their chest or something, and then hope something good happens. And if we somehow do manage to get Sonic off the stage, he has a broken recovery. He can just use his neutral air, gain a whole bunch of horizontal distance, then use his up B, and then do an attack out of his up B to increase his horizontal and vertical distance even further, and it's just broken, man. The amount of spinning noises you hear when you're playing against Sonic, especially in that version, in every version of Smash Brothers, you always hear that sound, but in that version of Project M, all you is and then your stock is gone. As big of a Sonic fan I am, it makes sense why they nerfed him. But in Project M version 3.02, I think Sonic was good as he was, but they decided to nerf him again in 3.5, but that's beyond me. Sonic, especially in that version, was just ridiculous. Look at the game Wizrobe had against Mewtwo King, and you'll know that video alone is the reason Sonic got nerfed in version 3.02. Now, I was actually debating whether I should put Sonic as number 1 or the character that's in number 1 as number 1. You probably know who it is, it's pretty obvious at this point. But I was seriously considering putting Sonic as number 1, but Meta Knight had a lot more tournament exposure and there wasn't really anyone playing Project M at that point, so I didn't really feel right to actually put Sonic at number 1. But anyway, let's just get to number 1. Meta Knight is the god of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. He literally ran the entire competitive metagame for Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Like in the tier list, they had to make an entire section just for Meta Knight in the SS tier, not the S tier like Fox and Falco and R and Melee or Ice Climbers and Diddy Kong and some other characters are in Brawl. They made the SS tier just for Meta Knight. They had to make an entire tier list just for Meta Knight. Meta Knight was as overpowered as a character gets. He had godlike frame data. He had like every single one of his moves came out on frame 1 with like 2 frames of lag. He had dozens of kill moves. He had the Meta Tornado, which just broke zones and was a really overpowered move. He had all his aerials that came out on like frame 1. Wait, not even just his aerials. I think I said this already. All his moves in general just came out on like frame 1. Like nothing came out on like more than frame 5, except for maybe his forward smash. Actually, yeah, definitely his forward smash came out further than frame 1, but like every other move came out on like frame 5 or 7 or nothing more than frame 15, I'm sure. Honestly, I could go over every single one of his moves and talk about how OP they actually are, but I'd be here for this video will end up being 30 minutes long, so obviously I'm not gonna do that. What I've mentioned are just the most notable things and the main things that make Meta Knight a god. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, make sure you drop down a like and even subscribe if you want to. I mean, you want to subscribe, right? This video was made in celebration of EVO starting today, so make sure you guys go ahead and watch that after this video. You won't regret it. Now I'm actually done talking. Bye!